Good day. In this video we're going to look at the 2 and the 4 times table and try and find ways to how to practice it and memorize it and remember how to work it out. Please remember, if there's anything you want to do with your children in mathematics and you're not sure what to do or how to do it, please send me a WhatsApp to this number. Then I'll look at your request, analyze it, make a small video and explain to you what I think the best route is according to me. Now let's start with the 2 times table. It's very important because we're starting, this is an easy table to do. People should understand that 1 times 2 will give me the same answer as 2 times 1, 3 times 2 will give me the same answer as 2 times 3, 8 times 2 will give me the same answer as 2 times 8. Please explain this to the kids and let them explain it back to you. It's going to take a while for them to get used to this, but it is a very important fact. So 1 times 2 can mean I have 1, 2, or 2 times 1 means I have 2 1s. 3 times 2 can mean I have 3 2s, 2, 4, 6, or 2 3s, 3, 6. Just one more. 5 2s can be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, or 2 5s, 5 plus 5, which is 10. So starting with the first method, a child should understand that 1 2 is 2, 3 2s is 2, 4, 6. So he must learn to count in 2s up to 50 and back to 0. That's very important. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Doesn't have to do it fast, but please let him do it as often as possible until he's got totally used to it. He will lose it again, then you practice it again. The next method, we're going to use our fingers. The kid must put up 2 fingers, and the first example here is 2 times 1. That means we've got 2 1s. We've got 1 there and 1. That's 2 of them. That'll give me then, yes, 2 as an answer. Next one we're doing is 2 times 3, which means we have 2 3s. So you've got 1 3 on the one finger, 1 on the other finger, and we put them together. Yes, that'll give you 6. The next one is 2 times 5. That means 2 5s. Again, we want the learner to see that there is a 5 on the one finger and a 5 on the other. And if I put them together, because there's 2 of them, I'll get 10. The same way then, 2 times 11 will give me an 11 on my one finger, 11 on the other one. And the 2 11s will give me then 22, and we call this the doubling method, but still the 2 times table. And practice that with all these numbers and then expand it to like 20 times 2, 25 times 2, 50 times 2, 100 times 2, and get this feeling down. So we have 2 ways how to handle this 2 times table. The one is to add in 2s, like we did over here, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, or doubling the number. Now, if you look at 11 times 2 and you go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, look how long it takes to get to 22. But 2 times 11, going 11 plus 11 will be faster. But that's a choice the child must make himself. Especially in the beginning, some like adding in 2s, or the teacher like them to do that. Other like the doubling. But the choice is a child's own, but he must understand both is available and he must explain it to you. Please ask this table frequently, even if you think it's easy. It's easy for a grown-up, but it's not easy for a child. He must practice it until it gets easy for him or her. Now we're going to go for the 4 times table, and please, again, we emphasize to the children, 1 times 4 is the same as 4 times 1. This is 1 4, and this is 4 1s, but they still give me an answer of 4. The same way, 3 times 4 is the same as 4 times 3. This one meaning that I have 3 4s, 4, 8, 12, and here I have 4 3s, which is 3, 6, 9, 12. The child must swap it around to use the one that suits him the easiest. I'm now going to push a method that I believe is the best on the long run. This method is if I hear a multiplication with 4 in either 4 times 3 or 3 times 4 I'm going to start with. So what we have is we have here a question 4 times 3. I will put a 3 on each one of my fingers. That's just in your brain, because I have 4 3s. Then I will put these 2 fingers against each other and say it's 6. Away from them, these 2 together and say that's 6. And then I'll add the 6 and 6 and get a 12. Next we're going to go for 5 times 4. So I have 4 5s. 1 in my brain on each finger. Then I put these 2 fingers together and these 2 fingers together. That'll give me the 10 and the 10 up there. Then I just add the 10 and the 10 to give me my 20. The specific one, a child might like to go 5, 10, 15, 20. But don't limit a child. Just try and practice this technique also. Now I especially took one of the more difficult ones, which is 7 times 4, which will mean I have a 7 on each finger. I have 4 7s. I'll put these two fingers against each other, gives me a 14. These two against each other gives me a 14, and then I'll add this up to get my 28. The moment you get to these bigger numbers over here and the child has a problem, that means you must go back to your 2 times table and don't underestimate the 2 times table. The 4 times table will ride on its back. Now let's look at 20 times 4, which means I have 24s. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. That takes too long. Now remember, but that is the same as 4 times 20, which I have 4 20s. That means a 20 represented in each of my fingers. These two fingers against each other will give me a 40. These two against each other will give me a 40, and 40 plus 40 will give me my 80. The last one we are going to do is 4 times 16, which is the same as 16 times 4. I like this one better. I've got 4 16s. 16 on each finger. Two fingers together will each be 32. These two and these two will be 32, and then I add 32 and 32, which equals 64. Don't underestimate doubling. Like I said, the 4 times table rides on the doubling's back. Now looking at the 110 tables you must learn, which you can see on this table chart here. Some very good news now. Let's say you know all your tables up to this video, up to the 2 and 4 times table. You can cross out these 2 sets. And you can scratch out all these others that I scratched out, because they're all just reversed of these that you know already. So suddenly this big mess becomes half that amount that we must learn, and they will get exponentially smaller now. Please indicate whether you liked or disliked the video and subscribe to the channel. If there's anything basic mathematics that you have trouble with on a school level, you can send a WhatsApp, like I said, to this number, and we will look at it and make you a small video to try and make the problem easier for you.